Hey everybody, it's time. Go get your snack, get your hydration, and get ready for Phenomenal Woman Rise Up with Terry K. Brown.
Hi everybody. Welcome to Phenomenal Woman Rise Up with Terry K. Brown. I hope everybody had a good day today. We have a wonderful show tonight. We're going to talk about a young lady. Hi there, Miss Joy.
Hi.
Hi. Now, you say your name first so I can get it right.
Jave.
Jave. Hi, Jave. Well, I was just telling our audience that we have a wonderful show tonight. We're going to talk about Jave's experience with bullying her. She and her mom wrote a wonderful book, and they have a lot to talk about this evening. But I would like everybody to subscribe. I also would like you to like it and share it with somebody so that we can get this great information out. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
I'm on 20,000 all the time, Gervais. She's like, she's really live. So I just want you to start out, tell us a little bit about yourself so that the audience can get to know you guys.
Hello, I'm Joy Williams, mother of Jave Williams Hunt, writer of Why Bully Me. She wrote a book about her experience of being bullied.
Hi, I'm Jave, and I wrote a book about my experience that happened at my school.
So I'm telling you, I know so many young children and older in the high school even that have gone through this experience. If you've never gone through the bullying experience, you have no idea how it affects you in so many ways. It affects your emotions, it affects your self-esteem, it affects your schoolwork, it affects all kinds of things. Now, Joy, when your daughter had this experience, what steps did you take with the school to make them aware that this was happening?
I spoke with the teacher, and when my daughter first came home and told me about it, me and her talked about it. And then probably the second time, I gave the teacher a call. Then I ended up going up there, and nothing really happened. It kind of got resolved between Jave and the little girl in the first episode, which was the first grade when this happened. Yeah, but as far as the teacher kind of stopping anything or doing anything, no, she wasn't. She wasn't there for us at the time of need. So I just kept talking to Jave, and her and the girl end up kind of becoming friends. She ended up reaching out to Jave and becoming her friend.
You basically had to help solve this problem yourself. You didn't get any help from the teacher. Was the principal aware that this was
at that time? I didn't actually go to the principal. I just left it with the teacher, and which was my fault. As I learned about it, then that's when I know to take steps further. Because once it happened in the second grade, it got nipped in the bud right then and there with the teacher. The teacher said, okay, thank you for letting me know. I'll talk to her mother, and Jave never came home a day after that with any concerns.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
So I didn't have to actually go to the principal, but I was waiting to take it more steps if this didn't get handled right away.
Now, Jave, do you feel comfortable talking about the experience of when it first happened to you?
Yes, now I do.
Okay, let us know what happened, sweetie.
So when I was in line, in the first grade when I was in line, the girl behind me, she kicked the back of my shoes, and I asked her to stop, and then she did it again, but kicked me harder.
And this was in first grade?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said.
That's like six.
So correct. Yep, because I know Jave was 6. Yeah. So, wow.
And then in the second grade, when I was outside on the monkey bars, the girl, she had hit my feet, and then I asked her to stop, and then she hit it harder. And then she was calling me names, and then she told one of my friends not to be my friend.
In second grade, so that's like 7.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and because and all my kids are like old hats, but I just you wonder what is going through a 6 and 7-year-old's mind.
And that's my thought process, as well, into for her to come home upset and sometimes crying to see your child at 6 or 7, upset about what's going on at school. It hurts you,
Yeah.
so that's
don't mess with my baby.
right. So it's just like you want to take the right steps, of course, and which I thought was the right steps as far as in the first grade, but talking to the teacher. But the teacher took steps further and yelled across the classroom in front of all the class to actually the little girl, "Are you messing with Jade?" Because her mother called me in front of the whole class. So that's very embarrassing and everything. And Jade used to come home, upset even more. Not only is, the little girl teasing her, bullying her, or hitting her. Now the teacher is taking steps further with getting her even more teased by other students by saying that. Like, cause then, it didn't happen, but of course, kids be like, "Oh, she a tattletale. She gonna tell her mommy." That's what kids do with teeth and everything. But of course, but that didn't happen, which I was glad. But I had to, that's when I did, go ahead and go up to the school, and talk to the teacher about that. But I didn't. Yeah, I did that first. The first time was traumatic for me and her. For her to come home upset to me, of course, and for the teacher, to be adding to it, because that's what I call it, adding to it.
Shame, because I talked to a teacher when I knew I was going to have this show. I talked to a teacher about it, and she was telling me that she worked at Neon before she became a teacher. And there's a young little boy that used to come in at 4, very vibrant, excited about going to school. And then she saw him when he was in the 2nd grade, I think it was. She was teaching, and he was just like reserved and shy. And so she said, "Well, how do you like school?" And his mom was like, just calm down. So she sent her son over to get something in the grocery store because they saw each other in the grocery store. And she said he hates school.
Wow.
But the teacher told him he raises his hand too much and doesn't give anybody else a chance to answer. And he needs to calm down and stop trying to take over everything. This is what the teacher said.
Wow.
Now the boy doesn't want to raise his hand, doesn't want to say, he's essentially getting bullied by the teacher.
And I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
And we done a workshop at the Euclid Library May 10th. And a lot of the kids I talked to, they was in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and they say it's the teachers as well. So I hear that a lot. And it's sad. As parents, and some of the teachers as parents, and you wouldn't like that towards your child, by their teacher. But as parents, it's just like we have to get in front of this. We can't brush it off, because I heard a lot of the students say that they mothers tell them ignore it. Let it go. If they come home and tell their parents that they're getting bullied, their parents will tell them let it go, ignore it. Some people can't let it go. I heard that numerous times when I spoke with two young girls, and then also a male. So it's just like sometimes they can't let it go, because what happens is they end up either hurting themselves or hurting the person who's bullying them. Yeah. And now everybody in a world of trouble, or someone upset because their son or daughter is deceased from suicide due to bullying. So
Absolutely.
we have to really pay attention to our kids and talk to them when they come home from school, when they come home from church, when they come home from the playground, when they come home from the library. Like talk to them and ask them how their day was. Ask them what's going on. Like sometimes I have to pull it out, Jave. I see it written all over her face
Yeah.
if something is wrong and she don't really want to tell me.
Well, I know if you're bullying in the first grade, and by the time you get to the 10th grade, you probably beating people down and shooting. I mean, to me, if you tell a child, and you know children know it's not right. Now,
Correct.
you knew that was not right when that girl kicked you in line. You knew,
Yeah.
and you
Right.
were kind enough to not turn around and kick her back, which I have to
Correct.
give you a high five for being the bigger person. Because sometimes, I mean, your natural reaction is to defend yourself.
Correct.
And if you're getting bullied in 10th grade, if you're the bully in first grade, I'm sorry, by the time you get to 10th grade, it's only going to escalate. It's
Yeah.
only going to escalate. So to say, let it go, that's crazy. No,
That's crazy. Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. And I said, oh no, I try to talk to them. I'm not a counselor, but at the time while I'm speaking with them, I'll just try to, give them a little lifter upper and, just let them know if this continues, go to someone that you feel even comfortable with talking to. If it's other than your parent, you feel safe talking to, go to them and see what get handled.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to text my grandson to tell him to get the dogs and put them in the basement because they so loud.
That's our dog.
That's funny. Our dog just came back to the door. I'm sorry. I had to get up.
So I'm telling him, just take a little break, put the dogs in the basement.
That's funny.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
That is funny. Both our because he had ran out and before we started.
I know. I used to have them in the basement when I'm taping, but I'm trying to get them a break and let them be in the garage because the garage is right by my office. But anyway, let's get to your book. This is the book. It's called Why Bully Me? Yeah,
Yes.
book, darling.
Yes. And thank you for the purchase. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I always support anybody that I feel like I want to talk to. I'll support you. And
Yes.
I think this book is so well written. It's so well written. It's an easy read. It's a book that every parent can read to their child and they will completely understand what you're talking about in this book. So Jave, you tell me about what you want to say in this book, or you can even read it if you like. It's up to you, darling. The world is yours right now.
So our book is called Why Bully Me? Marie's Day at School. So in the first page, it's talking about our series and basically how you can kind of talk to your children about bullying a little bit. And then so our first page is how Marie, she got up for school and her mom called her down to do her hair. She goes get in the car and they pick up their cousins. And as soon as Marie hits the school door, as soon as she walks in, Heather says, "Oh, your ponytail looks ugly." But Marie ignored it and kept her head up high.
Like you did, darling.
As the class continued, she smiling and ignoring it. And she kept going into the class. Miss White took attendance. And then they started their day with a math quiz. Then when they were outside on the monkey bars, Marie was doing the monkey bars and Heather hit her feet. Marie asked her to stop, but she kept going and going. So as soon as Marie walked into the classroom, Marie told Miss White, and Miss White talked to Heather. And then Heather told Marie sorry, but she didn't actually mean it. Then they went to art, Marie's favorite class of the day, with Mr. Poe. And as soon as Mr. Poe said they were going to be doing self-portraits today. And Heather told Marie, "You're doing your face, your ugly face." And Marie put her head down and started crying, and all the children around her started laughing. Marie tells Mr. Poe what Heather said, and that was not nice. And Marie told Marie and apologized to Marie. Heather said, "I'm sorry," then stuck her tongue out at Marie again.
Mhm.
Then at the end of the day, when it was time for them to go home, Marie got in the car and she started crying and said she never wanted to go back to school again. And that was the end. But at the end of our book, we have discussion questions. The questions are asked these questions: what is a bully? What are dangers of being a bully? And how can you avoid being a bully? Name some ways to handle a bully.
Wow, that book, and some people who don't understand, it's those little things, to stick your tongue out or say something about your hair. It's a learned thing. It's not natural because children don't know anything is out of place. You know what I mean? It's a learned thing. They've seen it done in their house, or they've had it done to them, or they've learned to be jealous, or they've learned it. It's a learned thing.
Yes.
So we need to think about where they're learning it from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Where are they learning it from? And if you're not showing your children those type of reactions or those type of actions, then maybe you need to think about the phone that they're using, or the friends that they have. Correct. Or the videos that they're watching, because this is a learned action.
Yes, we have to pay close attention to our kids, whether they 5 or 15. It's like we have to pay close attention with the TV shows. Everything nowadays, the TV shows to the radio station, like everything is getting to be too much. I was at the hairdresser and it was of course someone younger than me, and they were playing the music. I said, I don't even know what this music is, and it's too much for me. Can we turn it? Like it's too much. So a lot of these kids listen to this, or the parents let them listen to all this, and then here we go to school and we acting out, or go to the neighborhood playground and we acting out these TV shows, these music videos, and it's getting to be too much.
It is. And not to make excuses, but you really have to, like you said, pay attention to your child. Children are good at holding things in.
Yes.
They're good at holding things in, and especially if there's a little boy that doesn't want to worry his mom, or a little girl who is like, I have to help out in the house and not cause problems for mom, if it's a single parent household. And I just did a show a couple weeks ago on Father's Day about how important it is for little girls and adult girls too to have their father, because little girls, women, well, okay, I'll say it. Little girls grow up to be women, but girls are so strong. Not saying boys aren't, but girls have a tendency to emulate who their mother is. Mm-hmm. So if you have a strong mother, you're going to be strong. Mm-hmm. So Javed, when you went to school and this happened to you, you held it in, you were strong because your mom is like that. Mm-hmm. But you're a little girl, and little girls have to be nurtured and protected. Little boys have to too, but we're talking about you when you're a girl. People always say, it's talking about women and girls. Okay, well, it's called Phenomenal Woman Rise Up.
Right.
I love men, I love y'all, but I'm a girl and I know what girls need.
Yes.
The fact that you were so kind and giving grace to this other person that did not do the same for you shows your character to be a beautiful character. So you have to know that, and you got that from your mom because that's who she is. So kudos to both of you, because it's not an easy situation. Especially, I've been to school about stuff with my kids. And you try to be professional and mature about it because you don't want to appear like you're going off, because teachers have 20 kids they have to deal with in one classroom every day. But to have a teacher not address it and still hold your composure, and if it happens to your child again, it's like you have to be able to make people accountable to do their job.
Correct.
It's just that simple, because this could have turned out way worse.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's not fair to our children to go to school and have to deal with something that could be resolved if adults just take the time to do it.
Yeah, because if I wasn't a strong parent and talked to Jave and she wasn't a strong child, which we know with research, and I believe, don't quote me, that the youngest that I saw that committed suicide was, I believe, 6, I believe. Yeah. And it's just like, how? Why? It's just why? Yeah. Why? It can be resolved. It can be handled. We shouldn't be burying our kids at 5, 6, 7 and due to bullying. Like we just shouldn't. Why do we got to come home and our child is deceased or whatever the case, wherever it may happen at, due to because they was being bullied? It's just not. It's not fair. It's not right. So let's get behind. And see, the thing is, some people, which I realized this year, may not even know their child is the bully because nothing gets said. And of course they go home and they, of course don't nobody want to hear that from their child. If somebody came and told me Jabe was bullied, I'd look at her like, what? She's sweet as pie, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, not my child. So it's just like some people don't even know what their child is doing at school. So it's just like, okay, when I reach out to the teacher, let's get this other parent involved. Don't just tell me one thing. Let's get involved. The other student and the child, because I always say I'm not going to address the child, the other person's child. I want to address the parent. So let's address the teacher, and then let's have a full meeting if this continues. But so this year, because I've been going to the same school since this happened, and this year incident occurred, and what they do is have the kids talk to each other and to try to resolve it, which is fine with me. And if it could get resolved, kudos to everybody. But going forward, if it can't get resolved, then we need to take it a step further. And let's get everybody involved, from the teacher to the principal to the parents and the students. and have a mediation with everybody.
Yeah, you nip it in the bud that way, because if you like, I can't believe they tell people, just get over it.
You can't. If somebody continue to mess with you or, teasing you about your clothes, what you wear, because you're not wearing what they wear, or just the look of you, or whatever the case may be. And I come home and tell my mother, and you say, get over it. No, Ma, I can't get over it. No, Dad, I can't get over it. This goes on every day when I go to school. I can't get over it. So, yeah.
So in the discussion questions in the back of the book, when you just answered, it says, what is a bully? You just answered that. So all those things, do you have anything to add, Jave, about what is a bully?
No, not really.
Mm-hmm. Your mom covered all the points. So the next question, what are the dangers of being a bully? What are the dangers?
Suicide is a little bit of a danger. Talking about people's.
Is it being a bully or being bullied? Because I think
what are the dangers of being a bully?
Oh yeah, the dangers of being a bully. Because even bullies can get hurt. Even bullies can get hurt. That's what happens when somebody is, because if you're being bullied, it's just like you kind of fearful. And then, when people is quiet and kind of scared, you don't know what they're going to do to the person bullying them. So a bully can be in a lot of danger because they can get really hurt because they thinking teasing and hitting me and pushing me is hurting me, which it is. But that person who's scared, they can be real dangerous.
Because we've seen with some of these school shootings where the person who got the gun and came back to school to shoot up everybody was bullied.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so you really need to, they need to, and I'm not, a psychologist, but children should definitely have counseling in the schools. I mean, you spend money on this, that, and the other, but a child should have somebody in the school that they trust enough to say, okay, this is happening to me and I just can't take it anymore.
Yes.
And I'm at my breaking point. Somebody needs to do something and know that it will be taken seriously.
Yes. Yeah.
And in our school, when we in the 5th grade, we do exhibition. It's basically like what you know about and what you want to study about and what's something you really want to take action about. And so this year, me and my friends, we did bullying. And they have mediation at our school, but they don't do bullying for it. So we were trying to do next year, do like a bullying mediation.
Yeah.
Wow.
And from my understanding, they is gonna try to put it in place. But we will follow up because you do have, including this coming year, 3 more years at the school. So we will follow up to try to get it in place at that school.
Wow. And if
she leaves.
And if you write up a program like that, you could bring it to other schools.
Yes.
And put your name on it, get that trademark on it, sweetheart, so that they can pay you to implement the program you put together. Little entrepreneur there.
Yes, yeah.
Really, because that's what it's a financial society, but something like that to your own experience, put to paper and show how it works. You've been through the mediation. You understand what will work and what won't work. So you can put together something really good. Just put it on paper, make some adjustments if you have to, and then present it and get it trademarked for you so that you are the creator. You are the person that's going to get the credit for it. Not that that's why you're doing it, but you might as well get that pat on the back and get, what do they say? Coins in the bank.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So Javay, name some ways that you feel like you can give people or young people on how to react and how to, I guess, handle a situation that you're getting bullied. Now I know you were pretty kind about it, but sometimes your feelings get hurt so bad and your emotions swell up. What suggestions do you have for someone who's getting bullied in school?
First thing, go tell your teacher, and then if your teacher doesn't do anything about it that moment, then you go home and tell your parent. You can't ignore it. Try to walk away from it. And if the person follows you, then ask the teacher to move your seat.
That's smart. That's really smart. One thing I'm glad is you didn't say hit the bully back. Because I was like, I wonder if she's going to say it. Because sometimes, you found when I was in school lots of years ago, that the bullies in school really were very timid people who just wanted some attention, and if they were to get bullied back, they shrunk up and cried. Not saying you should bully anybody back, but usually the person who's bullying has some stuff going on. Has either some mental things going on, emotional things going on, or maybe some problems at home that they've been told what goes on in the home stays in the home.
Right.
So, to, like I said, for a child to have those type of tendencies to do those actions, there's usually something more serious going on in the background. So to be able to sit down in a mediation situation and just ask friend to friend now, you're not bully to bullier anymore, to ask friend to friend, are you okay? Do you need some help?
Mhm.
Is there something you might need help with, or is there something you might want to talk to me about? If that mediation situation with the two children, you're not so intimidated by telling an adult,
Right. Yeah.
How did you feel about talking to the girl that you had the mediation with?
So we never really, like, back in the first grade, that wasn't there yet. So, but after, I guess, my teacher talked to the little girl, the next day she had write a note and asked did I want to be her friend.
Yeah.
Say yes? Would you say no?
Mhm.
So you guys friends?
Well, she's not at our school anymore.
But before y'all ended that school year, when y'all talking, y'all had start okay. Mm-hmm.
So your mediation did work. That's
Mhm.
wonderful. That's wonderful. I tell you, I'm just so excited. I love this book, and you got some pictures of you and your mom on the back. And I got a bookmark too.
Oh yeah.
So how do I do this? There we go. And I got a bracelet. And it's so weird because this bracelet fell out the package when I got the book, and it was on the table. And when I went back in, I said, "Oh, whose bracelet is that?" And my grandson, who's an adult, he's here going to college, and he said, "It says don't be a bully." And I said, "Oh wait, that's mine." He said, "What are you doing with that?" So I explained to him because his little brother's 19 now, but when he was in elementary school,
Mhm.
he was bullied because he was just a nice guy, like how you are, just nice to everybody. And some of the little boys decided they want to bully him, but then they found out that's probably not the person to bully.
Right. Because at some point in time, like of course, you don't want to turn to harm and to fighting and everything, but at some point in time it's just like so we do have to defend ourselves. I tell Jave, so you're not going to be nobody's punching bag.
Right.
And that's what I tell her, like, no, we are not going right to hurting somebody and fighting and this and that. If we can talk it out, yeah, let's talk it out, but you would not be nobody's punching bag. Like every day you go to school, you would not just keep on getting hit on. And if I go up to the school and keep on saying something and nothing not being done with this other child, whether they get moved away from her or suspended, if this keep going on, or because you just not gonna be nobody's punching bag, going forward. And that's what I teach her that side too. Like a course, like I said, I'm not telling her to go to school harming nobody or just starting fights or anything, but you just not gonna be nobody's punching bag either. You can defend yourself.
And that happens. I'm telling you, that happens. And my grandson.
A lot of people take karate and boxing and everything, and they take it for a reason. If they need to defend themselves, I can defend myself.
Mm-hmm. And that's go ahead, sweetie. What were you gonna say?
And some people get bullied for them being the quiet one or the happy one or things like that.
Or the popular one.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. Everybody like you, and they not getting paid no attention. So therefore, I also tell Jave, even if you just talk to the person, because maybe they just want a friend, and they just think nobody wants to be their friend for whatever reason, and so they think that they have to start picking with people. So just talk to them.
I tell you, I pray for my grandchildren are in school now, and I just, to be a parent sending your child to school in 2022,
Yeah. That's
it's more than a notion. It's more than a notion. I used to worry about because I had to work when my kids were going to school. My concern was them getting from the house to the bus stop and getting on the bus safely. Because I knew once they got on the bus safely, they would get to school safely, and the teachers were going to be responsible for my child during the day. And that was pretty much the concern. I really wasn't worried about teachers trying to date my child. I wasn't worried about my child getting jumped in the bathroom because my child's hair looked different than someone else, or because my child didn't have the Jordans on that everybody else had. I mean, that's just how things have changed in a matter of 20 years.
right.
Because my children are like in their 40s and 30s.
Okay, because I was about to say I've been out of school for 20, 21 or so now. So yeah.
So it's been like 45 years I've been out of school. But it's just different now, because now not only do you have to be concerned about those things, which it's different now, even the concern is even more, but the fact that somebody could feel like they have the right to attack your child.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally, or, withhold the schooling towards your child because some teachers are cutting children's hair.
Yes.
They don't like,
Is that something?
it's like, what in the world? Are you crazy? Some teachers, I remember when my oldest daughter was in, oh gosh, I hate to say it, but Regina High School, and she was only there 1 year. And I went for the parent teacher conference, and my daughter, she's very intelligent. They told me I had to go to it was like a little mobile home in the back of the school for one of her classes. And I'm like, this big school, because it's a big school.
Yeah.
Where Notre Dame College is.
Yes.
And I went back there and I opened up and I walked up the steps, and all the parents that were in there were Black and Hispanic. Now, this is a school that we paid for.
Correct. I was going to say that. Yeah.
And I was like, what was going on? I knew there were multiple ethnicities in this school.
Yeah.
And they had pretty much said that my daughter was in learning disability English. And I freaked out. So I got that straightened out. But it's just the fact that now you have where they're even attacking your child on an educational level because of the color of your skin, or because your hair is a certain way, or because you're on scholarship or something, so you really, as a parent, have to look at every angle and be aware, because our children suffer.
Correct.
And you could have your self-esteem attacked at 6 years old and still feel that way at 16. Even though people are telling, your parents are saying, you're smart, you're worthy. But if you got somebody every day at school, you're not smart. And I'm not saying literally hit you, but
right.
And there's an authority figure.
There's a punch at you, but not an actual punch. But yeah, if you keep telling me I'm not.
Studies say that if you tell a child that they're stupid 28 days in a row, on day 29, they'll wake up, you won't even have to say it in their head. They'll say, oh, I'm stupid. So this show is not just for a young lady who has taken the initiative to write and to do workshops and to put out a good product, but a young lady who has gone through and come out victorious in her spirit and in your walk. And you're even going to help so many kids understand that they're not the problem when they're getting bullied. It's the bully. So, and I was looking at your "Why Bully Me" statement. Would you like to read it?
Why bully me statement? I'm trying to make others aware that even the smallest incident of sharing into
Isolation
or insults may cause others to feel less then or alone at school or anywhere else. Always remember kindness doesn't cost a lot.
That's beautiful.
Mhm.
That's beautiful. I'm so proud of you. I'm not even your mama. But I'm so proud of you. I mean, I just, when I read the book, I was like, this is really informative and this is great. This is great. I'm going to make sure that I let other people know about your book. I'm going to make sure that at the end of this show, the credits show all the different things that you offer to encourage people who have gone through what you've gone through. And I want you to tell people how they can get your book and tell people if you're going to be doing any workshops coming up so that everybody could know and get your information.
whybully.me, and we also have the second book coming out, Why Bully Me Part 2. So that's coming out also this year.
It's coming out soon. So they have to follow us. If you're on Instagram, please follow us on whybullyme_15. And then once again, a website, which will be updated, is whybully.me. So that has different things on it too as well. Why Bully Me book. We'll be putting up our new Tumblr cup. That's going to be on there. You can also get your name on there. And then we still have a couple of different t-shirts as well left that's embroidered with our logo on there.
All right. Oh, that's nice.
And then also our logo of Why Bully Me.
Oh, yeah.
So that's on there, that's embroidered into shirts. And right now, all our shirts are kids shirts, no adults, and we do sell puzzles and also mugs as well. Yeah, you can find it again on whybully.me.
Whybully.me. So, Javed, would you like to add anything?
No. Thank you.
No, I thank you. I thank you for being the smart young lady that you are, and your kindness, and you're just a great young lady to do this for other kids, because there's somebody out there that doesn't have the voice, and now they might have a little bit of comfort knowing that they don't deserve to be bullied. Everybody deserves to be kind. Like you said, a little kindness goes a long way.
Yes.
All right. Well, I thank both of you for being here with me today. Make sure that you watch the credits at the end of the show so you can get the information on how to get these products and how to get in touch with Joy and Javed if you want them to come and do a workshop at your school or at your church or at your community event. I'm sure they'd be glad to accommodate you. And this is needed. Let's get the word out, everybody, okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe. All right, have a good evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.